This is my third video on the general competencies, and I'm going to show you my knowledge for two general competencies I was able to demonstrate in two previous academic courses of my undergraduate. The first general competency is oral communication. Oral communication involves the ability to comprehend and to speak in the standard English with precision and clarity at the completion of the general education curriculum. I demonstrated my understanding for the general competency oral communication in an undergraduate course of English 220 short story. In this assignment, I had to analyze the main theme of the short story A and P by John Updike and how the main theme is important to understanding the story. Point 1 of oral communication is create and communicate a compelling central message. I created the central message in this example by stating the 3 points I was going to address in the assignment. The 3 points were central focus of a story, expressing the extended lesson, conclusion, message, and point of view, and connecting all parts of the story, characters, plots, conflicts, settings, and events. These 3 points are the reason why it's important to have a main theme in your story. Point 2 of oral communication is use a discernible organizational pattern that makes the content of the presentation cohesive. In this assignment, I showed the example for my understanding on point 2 by stating 3 points of the obvious organizational pattern that makes this content solid. It is by having paragraph 1 be my intro, paragraph 2 stating point 1 and explaining it, paragraph 3 is point 2 and explaining it, and paragraph 4 is point 3 and explaining it, and paragraph 5 is the conclusion, which wraps up the entire paper. From paragraphs 2 to 4, it is the body, stating my main points of the central message. Point 3 is select language choices that are appropriate for the audience. This was demonstrated in my paper by throughout the entire assignment, language was used so the reader could understand the purpose I was having for this assignment. Point 4 is demonstrate delivery techniques appropriate for the speaking. I showed an example of my understanding for point 4 by in paragraph 3, delivering technique points. By these points, explain the purpose of each point I was stating for my assignment, what it means, examples supporting the point from the text, and how it relates to the class in the assignment. Point 5 for oral communication is incorporate a variety of types of relevant, credible, supporting materials. My understanding for point 5 was shown in my assignment by I was able to state the purpose of each paragraph and provide relevant and credible information from the text to prove my point and using in-text citations. The next general competency I was able to show my understanding for in a previous assignment of my academic career is quantitative reasoning, which involves the ability to use established methods of computation and contemporary technology to analyze issues and answer questions to their environment. In a final paper I wrote for Math 115, a course at Mercy College, this paper looked at the mathematics and gambling, and this paper really reflected my understanding for quantitative reasoning. Point 1 of quantitative reasoning is model relevant information into a mathematical representation. My understanding for point 1 was shown in the first paragraph where I state how this model shows relevance to the mathematical representation to gambling and reality. Point 2 is use logic and calculations to solve problems. In this entire paragraph that I've highlighted, I show how calculations can be used to solve problems in the relation to this topic of probability. Point 3 is use quantitative information to support an argument or make an inference. An example for my understanding for point 4 is from this quantitative info. It supports an argument to make a conclusion of my assignment. Point 4 is analyze quantitative data to make judgments and draw conclusions. I successfully executed point 4 from using quantitative info and calculations to analyze the information I stated in my paper, allowing for conclusions to be drawn to make a judgment. Point 5 is use computing technology to solve problems efficiently and effectively. To solve these problems like this Example, it was being able to use computing technology that allows for the problems to be solved efficiently and effectively. Thank you for watching my video on 2 general competencies I was able to show my understanding for. From these 2 assignments allowed me to demonstrate my understanding and capability to use 2 general competencies in general curricular courses.